Tennessee. All my friends was glad to see me. Seen some down by the railroad track. Seen some cotton pickers with their sacks on their backs. They say, hey man, we're glad to see you back. We got a new dance they call bacon fat. It goes.
You'd be surprised at how the studio looked to even get the sound that they got. Jack would hang big old quilt things down from the ceiling. He said that make the sound bounce. And I used to say, man, why don't you get a better studio?
What did they have on Linwood?
Like a storefront.
It was just a storefront?
Well, see, what it was, like you come in the front, it was real small, like they had a window where you can look back in the back and see the recording room. And you walk right through there, that's the recording room. They had these mics, you know.
What was at the front then? Were they selling records at the front, or?
No,
it was just like a reception room.
They had like a little reception, like he said. They all had two record shops. One downtown Linwood, they called it, and one uptown Linwood. Jack had old station wagon. He stacked all the boxes up in there.
Right.
And him and his son Don would go to the distribution and distribution the records out and stuff. To me, Miss Brown, they was like in it for the money, and they as long as they sold some records. See, when we signed with them, with Andre Williams' new group, I think he was like 17. I was about 14 and a half, and I think he was 16, and the other guy was 15. So our father signed our contract. I know his father signed his, my father signed mine, because we was minors. So what happened was Miss Browning was our personal manager. Then when I went to get my royalties off of Bacon Fat, they said, well, remember the advance you got, 50? See, when we finished, they said, anybody here want an advance? I said, give me $50. Fine print down the bottom said you forfeit your royalties right. What happened was, Epic took Bacon Fat over. Had sold over $1 million, had went over $1 million when Epic took it over. I went down and said, where's my royalties? They said, well, you ain't got no royalties coming. And then Jack, well, you see, we have no more to do with that. You have to see Epic about that. We don't have no more to do with that. You know what I'm saying? It was on Linwood, right across from Central High School. That's why I recorded Can We Talk It Over and Mumble of Love with the Diablos in 1956. That's when I got with the group. See, Nolan got drafted, and some people got it a little wrong. See, George left the group back in the winter. He had left the group around, I believe, somewhere like February or March. And Nolan came to me in May. Nolan came to me in May, and Andre one brought Nolan to me around the middle of May or April, if I'm clear on this, because he went into the Army the 1st of July. So they gave him a furlough. See, when they drafted him, he took, I think, a 30 days furlough, and then he asked for 2 more weeks because he had to handle his affair. By him being an entertainer, they gave him this privilege.
Can we talk this over before we say goodbye? Can we mend our sorrows? Please, darling, let's try.
He come out in 58, and then 59 is when we start doing a lot of little cutting back down at Brown after they moved on 3rd. See, when Nolan came up, his trick was to get $1,000 for Nolan Strong and the Diablos contract. That's the same day that they had put that LP out with George Scott picture on it. George's picture ain't supposed to be on there. I said, no, we ain't signing no contract with you no more. So y'all don't be fair. Y'all don't pay us no money. Jack laughed and said, well, we don't need you guys anyway. We don't need you. We got Nolan. I said, what you mean you got Nolan? Jimmy had seen Nolan the night before with all this money on the bed. See, so Nolan went back down there behind our back and signed the contract for $1,000. They gave him $1,000. See, that's what they was doing. Same thing with Andre wasn't getting as much as Nolan, but he getting $300 or $400. We ain't getting nothing. And he went to Lane and said, "Well, we can put the $5 back up Nolan." That's how this record come out. Ooh, those eyes. See, don't say the $5. See it right there. See this song here. Since You Gone. Now I did a lot of bass on that, a lot of rolling bass, like. Yeah.
How could
Velvet Angel broke up in New York. We couldn't find nobody in New York to fit our type of harmony, so it broke up. When Bobby Calhoun found his way to Memphis, I came back here to sing by myself.
What year was that?
That was in '63. I came back to sing by myself. So I got fed up with groups. I did the Tender Trap 9 months by myself.
Tears to shed on a fool such as I wonder, should I live on knowing I would die? Lonely, broken-hearted, with tears in my eyes. Can I go on?
You didn't know the Master Keys back then at the...
I didn't know them personally then. But see, by the time we got with Cavan too, they was messing up. It was '63 when I met Cavan. That's when I started working at that Quality Pinkerton plant over there, where he used to be a head of the union.
I think he lived on Boston.
He did. He lived on Boston, and a big old house on Boston. He had a studio in Linwood.
What was in the studio? Do you remember?
The studio was like tape recorders and the rehearsal rooms. Well, he cut you at different studios. We never got around to cutting us, but we was his best act. The Five Monarchs was his best act. Because he had this guy, Bobby Redmond, used to be our road manager. He started booking us like places like Pontiac and Lorain, Ohio. He had a shake dance named Maxine. He had Lee Rogers, and I think Emmanuel Lasser came over there. You know, quite a few artists came over because they heard about him opening up this big studio, you know. And it looked like it was going to be something big time. He had his own studio band, too. And most of the band directed a guy named Chuck and Joe Pierce. And they got a guy named Ted Father. He played at the Eagle Show Bar on 12th. He played at the Moonglow on Grand River. That was his home ground base, Moonglow. He played the organ. He could work. Oh, he was bad. You just give him 8 bars of your song, 4 or 8 bars of your song, and give him the turnaround. He got it. So he did a lot of the music thing. When we went on shows, all the acts would go to him and sing the song for him. And then the next thing, he'd give it to the rest of the band, him and Joe Weaver, and they had it. So that's what Cavan had a lot of little things working for him. If he had went on and did what he's supposed to do, he could have had a big, nice company, you know.
If there's anyone here who has any doubt in mind, or any reason why these two should not be united, holy matrimony, then let them speak now, or forever hold their peace. That's when I cried.
Five Monarchs.
Five Monarchs.
They had a bass, and he's short and had big feet. I went to Charles Stokes. Yeah, the Five Monarchs.
There was a group that I recorded called Porgy and the Monarchs.
Porgy and the Monarchs, yeah. But the Five Monarchs was different than the Five Monarchs.
It was a different group.
Yeah, but the Five Monarchs, we used to burn Temptation down. With Charles Stokes.
He had a place on Joy Road at the time, did he?
Well, they was working out studio too at the house on 2nd and 3rd.
2nd and 3rd.
Was
it on
Chicago? I'm sorry, Chicago is 2nd.
Yeah, Chicago.
They had a big house right down the corner because they had Spider Tony used to be there. So anyway,
his girlfriend.
Yeah, right. This Charles' girlfriend, Charlotte, she won the contract that we should have won. Did that WCHB contest at the Fox.
They were in a group called the Stereophonics.
Right.
Do you remember that?
The Stereophonics. Yeah, I remember.
He rehearsed the part of leaving me behind. Now I must confess what's been on my mind. He told me that his love was true. Now he's gone and found a new. I no longer love him, no longer dreaming of him. Why don't you run?
That's why I took the Five Monarchs to Golden World.
Because
I knew he was there. What happened was, we was in the studio cutting. The whole world is a stage. When we walked into that studio, Kent saw me. He said, "Jay, where you been?" He said, "Oh man, I got some singles now." I helped Kent do the background. Bill Fraser was leading it up. So Sweet Jane was sitting around there, Mr. Wingate. Mr. Wingate said, "Oh, kid, just wait your turn. Just wait your turn, kid." You know, so we was cutting. He had all Motown. That's how he was getting that sound. He had all Motown musicians there paying them after hour. The B-side was supposed to be, "Oh, how happy you have made me." Edward Starr wrote that because he wanted to get a piece of the action. Because see, Wingate's vice president, Joanne Cameron, she told Wingate, "This is my group. I want this group." She said, "I'm putting Jay on Melvin Franklin."
What was the name of the group?
Five Monarchs.
It was, okay, yeah.
So Wingate told us that, "Baby, if you want that group, that's your group." So she heard me back there woofing, and I was much stronger than I am now. Robert Blunt could sing as high as Bill Fraser, or higher. So we had two bad high tenors. Blunt sang stuff like, "My old lady, she sure looks good to me." So Al Kent said, so she looked at Al Kent, she said, "Al," she said, how long take you to get them ready?" And I said, "Well, give me 3 weeks." She said, No, I'll give you 2 weeks. Have them ready in 2 weeks, Al. In 2 weeks, we was in the studio. When a Big Eddie, not this little Eddie, it was a Big Eddie that was in the Monarch. His wife came in there at 12 o'clock. We was back there cutting, the whole was stage. Big Eddie's wife come in there and took him out. First she come in there and they stopped the session. They said, "Who's Eddie Daniels?" "Some woman out here." He go out there. So Eddie went out. He come back, "Oh man." So we go back to doing the song, right? She sang for him again. He go back out there. He comes back and tell her, "Y'all gonna make it without me." So Wingate cut the session. "It's 5 of y'all. Y'all get your act together, boy." He said, "I'm paying these dudes $50,000 an hour." So after that night, the 5 Monarchs busted up. That's when Sweet Jane them got the shot at that record. And then whoever did that record was going to be a number one. Listen to the lyrics. Whole world is a stage. Monarch split, so I couldn't get them together. So what I did, I was working at Ford all this time. So one day I drove through by Bill Fraser Street, and I looked at him and I said, "Hey man," I said, "What are you doing?" He over there and got a great big old stomach.
Then you got Steve.
I had Iverson, Fraser, and Eddie. So Iverson wanted to fight Fraser. I told Iverson I needed Fraser. I'd let him go.
Eddie Daniels. Do you know a guy called Tony Daniels?
Tony Daniels, he's a little short guy. He had a record out at one time with
Andrew Harris, I think.
Yeah, yes he did. TonyAniels, yeah. No.
Because they got the same
family. No, that's a
name.
different Daniels.
I thought they might be related.
No, guy had Little Jimmy, what's his name? Not Little Jimmy Scott, Little Jimmy something. Him and Tony both cut a record with me. What was Jimmy's last name? He had out, I got the record somewhere. "I tried to be all that I could never be. I built my hopes up to face reality."
Tried to be all that I could never be. I built myself up to reality.
The Four Sons was my group. I knew Andre. That's why I took the 5 Monarchs to Golden World. Because I knew he was there. And we didn't have no name, but we had a name, but we didn't have Four Sons then. It started from there. Yeah, Andre and a guy named Sheldon. Sheldon, he's had red hair, mustache, he's a white guy.
All right, Shelley Hames, yeah, he's got the producer, Shelley.
Yeah.
Was Shelley Hames a bit of a gangster?
I think so. Andrew Harris was a gangster too.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know?
I know Andrew.
What did he have on Living On?
Just a Sound Sports Record. He had a studio over there.
Did you
record?
record?
Down now. No, we didn't record in the building, but he had a big back where you rehearsal back there, the piano, microphones, and all that. But you rehearsal there, but we went to United Sounds to do the recording. We just practiced there, and then they had practice rooms. He had different little rooms for different groups. Tony Daniel told me he might be in this room practicing. What was his name? Jimmy. What was Jimmy's last name? Okay, so when Miss Harris said, well, come on in the back. Let me hear what you guys sound like. Come on in the back. He went back there. He took a chair and he said just like this. Let me see what you guys got. So when Bill Fred hit his song, we all did some leads, you know. So when Bill Fred hit his song, that's what he was looking for. Dude, you don't have to say you love me. So when Miss Harris said, he said, I got a track back here already done. He said, I got the LP. He said, Dusty Springfield song. You don't have to say you love me. And then when we went to the studio, it only took 2 tapes. 2 tapes for the background, 2 tapes for the lead. We had it down pat. It takes 2. It only took 2 tapes. So the minute it hit the air, Frank Dunn, Joe Howard, Robert D, and all of them went crazy over it. Kent Bell, and man, and it just shot to the boom.
It takes 2, baby, to make a love last, yeah. A special love, honey, for the future and the past. Woo! It takes the beat to make the honey, just like a job to make the money. Oh, it takes 2 for what you see. Oh, it takes 2.
You were at Ford.
Yeah.
Eddie was at Chevrolet.
I was at Chevrolet. Bill Frazier was at Ford. And Steve Gasson was at Star Furniture. The DJs went crazy over it. Ernie Dunn, you said, look out for Jay out there in that turquoise green 6698. Look out for Bill Frazier in that gold on gold, in gold, convertible, what was it, Skylark. Yeah, Eddie Daniel had a 66 deuce and a quarter, white on white in white. We all had drop top. Frank and Dunn used to tell the girls, look at they out there rolling around that street somewhere, and he'd be playing the song, you know. And sometimes we go past, the girls say, oh, that nigga got scream, there they go, there they go. You know, sometimes we'd be on trailing each other. The 2 of us be following behind one another. Now, when you I say you love me start dying down, Jack Asher looks at us and say, you got to come up with something to match that. That's going to be tough. He didn't have nothing to match it, okay? We went to Nita Watson's house and sat down. Got on the piano. Me and I play a little piano, I play a little keyboard, you know. So they helped with the background. Steve might say, well, I hear this too, man. Well, don't put it in there then, you know. So anyway, what happened was, when we cut that, now guess what? CKLW picked it up. Now I don't know his name, but he got a real deep voice. He come on every Sunday night, ladies and gentlemen. Because every time he hit him string, he said, ain't that beautiful? And that's when they thought we had girls. That's my note. That was the lowest note right there.
Now you can say you love me, baby, but then someone else. You even put your arms around me, but I ended up by myself. Time and time again,
Every Sunday night around 10 o'clock it would come on.
There was a girl called Joanne Duval. Did you see Joanne Duval?
No, the only girl was over there when I got there was Nita Watson. Nita Watson, who wrote that song with me, It Takes 2, she was there. Now she sang it too. She sang. Okay, so Queen's booking agent knew. Queen booked everybody at that time. All Temptation, Motown acts. See, if you had a hit record, Queen had you. They gave Mr. Harris some upfront money to take over us, to book us in that. Queen and Bell Distributing Company was our distributor on that record. So now, Jack Asher wasn't there at that time, right? Bernie and Mr. Harris were, and Sheridan was still there, because him and Mr. Harris was having a disagreement about something. So next thing I know, he's gone. So then Jack Ashford came in, and then he gonna tell Mr. Harris he wanted to put his stuff in the picture. So anyway, put the billboard went up on the wall there and said the Four Sundays sold 37,000 in Detroit alone. $37,000. So now, I say, wow, come here, fellas. Jack Ashford come up, he going, see, now, I've been a Diablo, right? I done learned a lot from Nolan, okay? Yeah. I learned from Andre how you can be cheated. I said, Jack, I'm not just a young guy. I'm an adult who's been through a lot. I know the Billboard don't put nothing phony in there. Yeah. You can't pay them to put phony in this in there. So, oh no. That's not right. That's only publicity. And from this day on, him and I could not set horses. But anyway, he got this one guy in my group. I guess he became his spy. So what happened? Jack Ashford had this guy. He would get Eddie to take this guy home. This guy would tell Eddie that he's the best looking guy in the group, and we jealous of him. I could see through him. So
see through Eddie.
Eddie and Jack Ashford. But I never really wanted to see through Eddie the way I could see until we got to the Apollo. Now, Queen booking agent dropped us because we didn't keep our engagement in Chicago. You can't miss an engagement when Queen booked you. They drop you. Eddie come running over my house talking about, why ain't we getting no engagement? I said, because you messed it up. You know, my mother always taught me with my instincts you follow, but sometimes you don't follow, and you should, you know, because you don't want it to be. See, when we get back from this Apollo, I told these guys, look.
Is this down on Grand River now?
Yeah. I said, we should have done got some royalties. Miss Harris said, kid, I had to file bankruptcy. You know, they want my house. $85,000 back tax on my house. They finna take my house. I ain't got no money. I said, oh, man. They were, kid, I'm going to let you have the masters. Then me and Bill Frazier go over there to pick the masters up. Then he tells me, well, kid, you see, I got to talk to my lawyer. He goes, I don't want Jack Ashford to have nothing to do with this. Now, Jack Ashford, what you doing, man? I said, I ain't doing nothing, man. Well, get the guys together, man. I got this label in New York want y'all, man. This label Sepia. His label. He done started a new label. So I gets the guys together. So we all goes over there. Now, we get over there to Whitewood. Jess Production. Jack Ashford had Jess Production. Now, he wanted us to sign a contract with Jess Production, which we did. You know, we ain't got no other way to go, you know.
The lineup changed a bit as well, didn't it? You had 4 Sonics plus 1.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. Plus 1 was Johnny Dixon.
That's Johnny. He could sing 10 and 2. But he wasn't
how many guys were in the Master Keys?
5 of them. Al, Johnny Dixon, and I can't think of the other guy's name. See, I didn't know them that well. Johnny left him, and then they broke up. He was hanging around the folks Sonic, and I heard the boy sing. So I told him, I said, man, I'm going to get you in the group with us. So he kept hanging around. Yeah. See, now here we go. We cut them records. He wasn't on Greatest Love, but he was on everything after that. Tell me your mind. See,
you didn't know Lorraine Chandler?
No, we didn't know that. We never knew that.
Right.
We never knew that.
Have you ever heard it?
No. Never heard it.
Yeah, because she recorded that
I know
2 years before.
She was down in Motown with Jack Ashford.
Triple B Records. I know what Triple B means.
He put it out on Triple B. That's his label, one of his labels. But it was cut at Supersonic Sound Sports Records.
It was all coming out of their house.
Yeah, see, now what happened? See, Steve, he wanted to do Blue Velvet a long time ago, and I told him it didn't fit him. But he sang it okay. Eddie Daniel, Steve Gasson, and Fletcher. Just the 3 of them. They did the background, and then Steve put the lead on. See? But back here, this record was cut at Supersonic Sound Sports Records. So you should have Johnny Dixon, Bill Frazier, Eddie Daniel, Steve Gasson, and Jay Johnson.
So there was the 5 of you on one side.
Right, and 3 on the other on Blue Velvet.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
After that Sepia record, you left Jack Ashford.
We left Jack Ashford, the 4+1, and I did. Steve and Bill Frazier, Eddie Daniel, Jack Ashford put 2 more guys in the group with them. They went turn, but everywhere they went, it was bad news. Because the bass they put in my place, he didn't fit. The only thing he tried to sing was White Christmas, and he couldn't do a good job at that.
Where are you? Once you long for loyalty, and I acted unaware. Once you cried out for sympathy.
Who owned the JMC record label?
What was on there?
That's the one called "If It Wasn't From a Baby" and "There's No Love."
Oh no. Well, see, that's Vern Williams,
Vernon Williams,
Vern Williams,
Sylvester.
Sylvester Potts, Jay Johnson, and Gloria Sykes.
4 of you.
Yeah.
Who owned JMC then?
It was 2 guys owned it. I don't know their name.